This is also a collective that is now learning to balance their intellect and their intuition. So you have made some big changes structurally within your energy. And I see many of you are also just assessing what's important to you in life. You're like, okay, what do I really want at this time in my life? Okay, it's all nice. It's all fine and good. Okay, to have a roll in the hay, to have some type of spicy telenovela. But at this grown age, do we really be wanting those backroom relationships? Okay, those shadowy relationships, those only in the dark relationships, those Mr. and Mrs. can't commit relationships. I feel many of you were like over it. You're like, in this big age, this big year of 2026, at my grown age, more situationships, complicated at some point, we have to outgrow the situation. At some point, the situationship has to be put out to pasture. You know, it's like you can't be a 90-year-old in the situation. It's like you can't be at the retirement home being like, oh man, Harold would not commit. It's like he says he's just not ready. I'm like, Harold's 103. It's like at some point, right? We got to outgrow this. We got to move beyond this. We got to realize that we want something different. Okay? And if Harold can't commit, he's just going to live that bachelor lifestyle. He's going to ride that into the ground. But you don't have to ride that into the ground with him. Okay? In his 75 Camaro that he spends 17 hours a day cleaning with a diaper. But of course, he doesn't have time to commit. Okay? He can't be responsible in your relationship, you know. But anyways, I digress. This is a collective that I feel like is starting to be really clear about what they're wanting in love. Bye, Harold. And it feels like you're also being very honest with yourself about what you've done in the past, particularly around avoiding making decisions to move beyond relationships that were giving you the opposite of what you wanted. Damn. Isn't that the way it is sometimes, right? There's an irony of being like, oh, I really want a stable relationship. I really want to get married. But meanwhile, you're entertaining Harolds, the Harolds of the world, okay? The Tom, the Dick, the Harry, all of those energies who are essentially offering exactly the opposite of what you've proposed to desire. But yeah, I feel like within this collective, you're not falling for that anymore. Okay. And you're being really real with yourself. You're being really honest with yourself. Some of you realize the reason why you were keeping those relationships in your life is because you were afraid to just ask for what you wanted. You were afraid to just be real. You were afraid to be like, you know what? No, this is not good enough. You were afraid to require more from others because you thought, oh, well, they'll leave or they'll walk away or they'll distance themselves. Well, what's worse? Sitting around mowing on those breadcrumbs, pretending they're delicious, or rejecting those breadcrumbs in the hopes that you get a delicious, fresh baked loaf from the oven. What's the worst situation, right? It's like, is it better to just accept less and not lose it, or to get rid of less in the hopes that you have it and have what you really want, right? That's what this is. But I feel like this is a collective that for a long time was difficult, had a difficult time being alone. You had a difficult time being alone. And I feel because of that, you sabotaged yourself by staying connected to relationships that prevented you from being able to move towards new opportunities, to be free to connect with what was actually true to you at this time on the path. Okay? Song Rhythm Divine, Enrique Iglesias. For many of you, the issue is, again, you fell for the hope of potential, what something could be. But I also see within this collective, you're now allowing yourself to move into a flow state, which means you're seeing things for what they are, not based on what you're wanting them to be, right? That can be so liberating and so freeing. But for some of you, a little bit isolating, right? Because you may feel a little bit alone at this time. You might feel like you don't have a lot of prospects. You might feel like this has limited your options, okay? That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to limit your options or to funnel down, to essentially eliminate what was never going to provide you this stability anyways. But in the moment in which you're losing those things, of course, it feels like a bad thing, right? So this is human nature, right? The process of doing the right thing for yourself and eliminating things that actually, if anything, were just superficial. But because we're eliminating something, it's like you feel like there's a loss there. But it also feels like on the other side of this, you're going to feel so much stronger. You're going to feel so much more powerful. You're going to feel like you can finally call in a relationship that truly has compassion for who you are. Why? Because you're expressing yourself as who you are. In the past, you weren't. In the past, you were so focused on pleasing the other person, keeping the other person, chasing the other person, choosing the other person, that you were suppressing who you were and what you wanted and what you desired. And frankly, for many of you, it just repelled those energies anyways. So we digress. We have learned. We have evolved. We have grown. Okay. And I feel like this is a collective has now experienced this divine redirection to move towards a new relationship path in which your guides can offer you a partner who's going to be able to provide you stability, security. Okay? Tell me about partners connected to my collective at this time. Dang. Some of you are about to meet someone at work, or you're going to connect to someone through work. This could be somebody who you connect to initially as like a partnership or collaboration, or someone you can learn from. Could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, it could be a fire sign. You could be earth, they could be fire, or vice versa. I feel this energy of you being called to this person because you're inspired by them. You're excited by them. But they're also someone who's hardworking. There's somebody who's dependable. There's someone who's reliable. Okay, and I feel like that's what you're looking for in this collective. Now, within this collective, I feel like this is somebody you meet within the next 6 to 8 weeks. So if you're starting a new job, that will be a very strong confirmation. Or if you're moving to a new department, or you're going to have some type of new role that you'll be taking on, I feel like you're going to connect with somebody that you haven't connected to in the past. Or someone's going to reach out to collaborate professionally. Okay? What else do we need to know? Tell me a musical message about this new relationship. You guys hear me? Are you having audio issues? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, damn. Do you know what's funny within this collective? You can't hear me? Oh, you can. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, amazing. So, do you know what's funny within this collective, okay? I actually feel like you're not being called to settle down, okay? Just yet. I know that you're looking for something stable. And it doesn't mean that you have to play the field or be in casual relationships. That's not what I'm encouraging. But I do feel like within this collective, you are going to have to actually date and assess compatibility, assess relationship fit, assess whether or not there's values alignment, assess whether you truly feel like these energies are in union or in alignment with what you're seeking for long term. And I feel like in the past, you wouldn't have done so. I feel like in the past within this collective, you would have found someone you had chemistry with and been like, okay, we're going to make this work. We're going to force fit this. We're going to make this work. But this path forward is about you actually evolving and being open as energies present themselves to you, as you evaluate this connection, okay? And for many of you, you'll be able to have commitment within a relationship within a couple of months. But it feels like right now, the encouragement is not to rush. Don't rush this. Don't accelerate this. For those of you who say this comment makes me laugh. I'm in my mid-30s. What time is left? Girl, you're so young, okay? Enough with the peanut gallery about, oh, I'm so old, I'm 29, I'm 33, what time is left? Is this a joke? Are you pulling my damn leg? Okay, you're gonna make this hot granny mad. Okay, you're gonna make this hot Annie mad because 33 is not old. Okay, 29 is not old, 53 is not old. Okay, you can meet the love of your damn life at 65. I am not here for this ageist stuff, especially not to yourself. Okay. When I believed was in her 90s, she had a boyfriend who was 30 years younger. Take that, Donald Trump. No, I'm just kidding. But it's true, okay? It's like you do not have to see this as a time-delimited opportunity. And I feel like within this collective, there's this mindset of like scarcity, right? It's like, let's not be looking at things from a scarce perspective. Do you know what we do when we feel like there's scarcity in terms of time? Do you know what we do when we feel like we have a limited opportunity? We rush. We make rash decisions. We settle. Oh, I almost flipped you the bird. We settle. We compromise. We allow ourselves to accept whatever is offered. Okay? That is not your position at this time. That's not your position. Listen to the song. This is you. You're simply the best because you are. Okay? You're simply the best. Okay? I'm going to take you on a time traveling mission. Back to many, many years ago when I was in my early 30s. For those of you who go, I'm so old, I'm 24. You can get out of here. You're instantly blocked if you say that, okay? I'm going to take you back to that time. I was newly out of a long-term relationship, and there was a part of me that was like, I'm just going to be single until I meet my person, and I'm fine with it. And I was so happy to be on my own. I was so happy to be on my own. And I had so much interest from so many people. And this is not me humble bragging. I promise you. Okay. It's not me saying this because I think I'm Gigi Hadid. I'm saying this because I was so confident with my relationship with myself. I was so happy to be able to spend time with myself. I was so grateful to be able to have this connection with self and connection with friends and family, right? That it wasn't like I desperately needed anything beyond that. So if any energy showed up, it was like, you got to add to that. Like, you got to be better than that. You got to be better than the relationship I have with self. You got to be better than the relationship I have with friends, family. It's like, you have to be additive to my life. And because of that, there was so much attention, so much interest, because again, there was awareness of the fact that there was confidence. Okay. So within this collective, you cannot be moving into this state of a new chapter from a place of scarcity. Okay. And I feel many of you in this collective could be doing so. That could be the one blockage here, right? The one blockage. You know that you're ready for a change, but some of you are afraid that you're not going to be able to attract that partner who checks off all of the boxes. And to that, I would say, do you think your spirit guides would lead you on this path to end up unfulfilled and unhappy? Do you think your spirit guides would have guided you towards this path of healing and growth and transformation in order to have you on the other side just be forever spinster alone for the rest of your life until you were 150 years old, even if there was a herald around, because you want to snatch that up, obviously. But do you think that that would ever be the case? Like, realistically, okay? This is a collective that needs to recognize how loved they are and how supported they are. And I feel within this collective, you do have a path forward here with the right energy. I see many of you are going to meet someone at work, like I said, but you'll also have other interests. So the advice here, evaluate each partner and the potential based on true compatibility, the connection, and the awareness of what you're seeking from the relationship. Do so from the place of being earnest and open and trusting, and allow the energy to flow as it will. And also allow these energies to earn you, to come forward, to come towards you with an open heart. Because within this collective, I truly do feel like for a long time, you wouldn't have had the patience to, number one, wait for the right person, and number two, wait for the right person to come to you. Okay? So sit. Do not get off that throne. Okay? I want you to pause. I want you to reflect. I want you to continue to focus on how far you've come. I want you to be in that energy of, look at how I've grown and transformed, okay? And listen to the song, too. I think this was Mel's song, Karma Chameleon. It's like, of course you're going to get what you deserve on the other end of this, okay? But the whole purpose of transformation is that what you attract is what you are now. So there is obviously going to be a period of a delay or a period of pause in between this transformation and attracting that new thing that is now in alignment, okay? This is definitely a collective that made the right choice, okay? But right now, it's just about allowing your ships to come in, okay? I know, I love this song. Final advice for this collective. What do they need to know? Dang. There is a cycle closure here. There is a new cycle beginning in which you will be taken care of. You will be treated in the way that you deserve to be treated. I feel with this collective, you spend such a large percentage of your dating life or your history trying to earn the love of others, trying to take care of others, but you didn't create space for other people to take care of you. So right now, your only mission is to take care of yourself. I don't want you to focus on anything else, and I want you to allow this partner to come to you. For most of you, I do not see you meeting this person on a dating app. I don't see you meeting them online. I see this person coming across your path. The universe is handpicking them. They will bring them to you. This person will seek you out. You will magnetically draw them in. There's nothing that you have to do to call them in. There's no like nightly exercises that you have to do and affirmations and visualization. I just want you to focus on being the best version of yourself and recognizing what a blessing it is to just get to spend more time with yourself in the meantime. Who wouldn't want to spend more time with you? Okay. Dang. I hope that message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you enjoyed that collective message, 1111 down below. Now my rival. Okay, let's do a general. Yes, KD. She's like, day 111 of asking you to post this on the other platform. Just here is this persistent, but also very loving, endearing mosquito of a friend, reminding you to do your dang job, girl. I get it. Message heard, loud and clear. Message received. I actually thought about that right before the live. I was like, dang, I gotta post this. I gotta post the recaps. I gotta get caught up. Let's epic. Oh, look at that fall set out. What? She saved that just for you. What? Please. That was gold red. That was like an audition. I was like, help me, Mr. Gordy. Mr. Barry Gordy. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. What does this collective need to know? Yeah. What does this collective need to know as it relates to highest energy? General highest energy at this time. What do they need to know? Oh, damn. Oh my goodness. This is kind of similar to the love message, but it's a little different, okay? I feel like this is a collective that's learning to trust themselves. Okay, the first message I got, you might feel like something's repeating, but it's not. Some of you fear something's repeating, or some of you feel like you're having the same outcome, or like something's staying the same, but it's not. Okay? Love you, Jenny. So even if you've had that thought lately, like, oh, things don't seem to be changing, or I feel like I'm not seeing progress, or I feel like it's the same situation over and over. It's not. Okay? There are changes. There are shifts, even if you don't see it, even if you don't sense it. And this isn't necessarily about love. I feel for a lot of you, this is just about being on your own personal path, your life path, and maybe feeling like you're not where you want to be, or you're not where you thought you would be. But truth, age discussion and abundance mindset. Thank you, AI robot, for that awkward, clumsy summary. Truthfully, within this collective, I want you to just riddle yourself this one imperative question. Where are we supposed to be at any given time? Like, where are you supposed to be at any given time? And like, according to who? Like, says who? Supposed to be for who? Like, what, your guidance counselor? Like, what, like your first grade teacher? Like, your mom, your dad? Like, those individuals don't have to live your life, okay? It's more about whether you can have compassion for yourself where you are and actually see the growth and actually see the expansion, and also trust that things are unfolding, even if you don't see it, okay? Even if you're not seeing that unfolding in front of you. And sometimes what happens is we have this intrinsic energetic shift. Like, we are doing all of this powerful inner work and all of this rewiring and recalibration. So there's this period of time where we feel like we're in this state of volatility. We feel like we're just in this like cyclone, and like emotions feel very volatile and chaotic. And we feel like we're just being thrown into this roller coaster of highs and lows. But there's a big part of us that's like, well, if I'm in this energetic volatility, why am I not seeing changes? And it's because all of the changes are happening within you, right? And on the other side of those changes within, that's when you see the changes outside. That's when you start to see your outer world change. But that period of having inner changes can be really challenging because it's something that the world doesn't see. So you might be really hard on yourself, and you might be questioning, like, am I moving forward? Am I making progress? Again, progress to who? To you? Because to you, you're seeing progress. To you, you feel different, don't you? Don't you wish you feel different? But you do, right? Like, you feel different. I feel within this collective, you see, sense, and feel the changes. You are aware of the fact that your energy has shifted. So whether or not other people see that, whether or not other people feel that, whether or not that is something that can be measured by some type of metric or some type of tool of measurement or recognition, doesn't mean that those changes aren't happening, right? And here's the truth, and nothing but the truth, okay? Because you came for it. Here's the truth. Those external points of recognition are cheap. They're cheap. They're easy, okay? Let me tell you something. Those are easy. They're cheap because it takes a lot less courage to make changes that you get credit for than to make changes that you don't, okay? It takes a lot less bravery to focus on what society deems as an acceptable form of change or progress versus what society often won't even acknowledge as a valid use of your time, okay? So you should be very proud of yourself for doing the inner work. And if you get down on yourself sometimes, if sometimes you feel like, dang, I'm not making progress, I want you to turn yourself around and take that glove and go smack, 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 and go, listen, we don't talk to ourselves that way, okay? We have shifted and evolved and transformed, and we have done so without support, many of you, okay? What is this collective going to see as they evolve through these changes? Damn. I feel like for a lot of you, the one thing that stops you from starting to cement some of these changes or starting to evolve in this new identity or persona is still in some way being aware of how other people see you or how people perceive you or caring about what other people think, okay? I feel like when this collective gets to a place where you just forget that certain people in your life existed, or forget that certain people in your life did you wrong, or forget that certain people in your life had some type of effect on you, that's when you can move out of feeling stuck. Because I feel like what actually cements this growth for you is not just the growth itself, it's also the fact that you don't need the validation externally to have it. I feel like that's the switch here. Like, that's the rub. It's been like, you know what? I have grown. I don't need anyone, herald or otherwise, to tell me about it. Stud. I can just tell myself, and that's enough. That's more than enough. But I feel within this collective that can sometimes be challenging. Sometimes we do have a difficulty with being able to provide ourselves that validation. But I feel like that's what's keeping us stuck within this collective. Yes, I am enough. And I feel as we move through this, we can evolve and we can transform beyond. For some of you, that's the key to being able to experience this quantum leap, Harold. The other things too, okay. Don't take it personally. Some of you need to hear this. Don't take it personally. Okay. I'm going to say something. This is like, I'm just spilling all my tea today. Because guess what? It's Monday and I'm a bit unhinged and I don't care. I don't care. It's my show anyways. And you're stuck here anyway. But anyways, okay. So I had a mutual for a really long time. And out of nowhere, I'm like, I don't think they're like, I'm always like commenting on their stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love this person. They're amazing. All this stuff, right? And one day out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, this person's not following me anymore. I'm like, that's weird. We were mutuals. I'm like, we were besties. We were betrothed. We were friends for life. We had a blood pact. Like, what's going on? And for a moment, I could have taken it to a personal place. I could have went, wait a second. Okay, this person don't like me. They have this feel. Like, I could have taken it to that childhood place of I did something wrong. I should feel shameful. I should feel whatever. And in this moment, I was like, wait a second. It could be literally anything. And it is not personal. And it was a reason enough for them. And we move forward. We move forward, right? We don't dwell on something, because if we automatically assume negative intent, that's what keeps us ruminating, right? That's what keeps us in that negative place. That's what keeps us in that ominous place of there must have been some type of maliciousness. There must have been some type of intention to hurt me. In most cases, it has nothing to do with you. So, like, it could be like a whole sea of reasons why anything happened, right? And if you keep yourself stuck, it just keeps you in that place of reassuring yourself that that wound is actually valid. Like, yes, there is something wrong. Yes, it must have been. Yes. So listen, we need to evolve beyond holding on to anything too tightly. Okay. We need to be able to have some lightness and some levity in these moments. If you feel yourself going to a personal place, you have to say to yourself, we're not going to take it personally. Okay. We're not going to move forward, because somebody who has your gifts, someone who is intelligent as you are, who is as loving as you are, who is as compassionate as you are, somebody who has so much to offer, is not going to have any shortage of attracting the right energies, okay? But you have to carry that confidence. You got to hold that confidence, and you got to hold your head held high. And some of you don't have enough pride, okay? Other than my Leos, you have too much. But no, some of you don't have enough pride, even some Leos, okay? Because some Leos don't love themselves as much as they should. You're so sweet, Jasmine. But it's true. Some of you don't have enough pride. Some of you do not have enough self-esteem. Some of you don't carry yourself with that distinguishment, okay? You don't keep your head held high. You don't have good, some of you don't have good posture right now, okay? I'm going to be your mom and go posture. Some of you need to polish that crown, queen, okay? Polish it. Keep your heels high and your standards higher. But it's true, okay? It's true. Just do it. Just do it. Like, these things are things for a reason. These cliche phrases are phrases for a reason. And I suggest you follow that advice, okay? Some of you need to have more pride within yourself. Some of you need to recognize how much you have to offer. Some of you need to realize that you are a shining star, okay? A shining star. Advice for this collective moving forward. What do they need to know? Dang. I feel like this is a collective that is being unlocked in many ways, okay? As you relinquish the hold, as you remove yourself from this vice grip of needing to prove yourself through service, or needing to gain the validation from the service that you offer, many of you become unlocked or untethered to be able to activate yourself creatively and to be able to express yourself in a way that's very joyful. Because again, you're no longer confined by this need to do so on other people's terms. That's powerful. Okay, that is you taking your power back. This is an act of reclamation. This is an act of moving forward to be able to live the life that you've always been meant to live. And I feel for a lot of you, for a long time, you were living life on other people's terms. Okay, so final advice for this collective. You know exactly what is true. You know exactly what feels right to you. I feel there is still a little bit of a rejection wound for this collective. But truthfully, when you're somebody who is as gifted as you are as special, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're not. Like, that can be polarizing. If you want me to be real with you, okay, because I haven't done it enough apparently in this live, okay? If we want to go in, when you do have when you are very gifted, when you are either confident or intelligent or special or gifted or talented, you're not going to rub everyone the right way. Like you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that's totally fine. Some people will be intimidated. Okay. Some people like their tea cold. Listen, that's for them. Okay. That's the life they want to live. Different people are different. But for those of you who have these gifts, what's most important is not how people validate the gifts. It's the fact that you feel proud to express them. Evelyn, Harold, Maud. Seriously, okay? But that's the path forward in this collective. To live in your joy like nobody literally is watching, okay? To have fun with your life and not be so worried about whether you've hit some type of milestone or whether you've achieved the summit. Don't take yourself so seriously, okay? Just keep it simple, stupid. Don't take yourself so seriously. Listen, Linda, just have fun with your life. And be open now to creating in a way in which you don't have to create for a specific audience or outcome. Okay, I'm going to give you one more analogy because I'm liking this energy. Okay, I'm going to give you one more analogy. Can you guys, and this is for you because you guys are informed viewers. Those of you who are in this live, if you're in this live, I know you're somebody who likes being on this platform. You're here regularly. This is a home base for you. So you probably spend a lot of time in the FYP. Okay, can you tell the difference between somebody who is creating content for people to see it and acknowledge it and like it versus people who are just creating because they love it and it's true to them, because they just want to just be in that act of creation and joy? Can you tell the difference? I want to, right, Jenny? You can tell the difference between somebody who's like, this is fun for me, this is exciting, this is free, I'm loving it, they're having fun, they're joyful, it feels natural, they feel open. It's like the body language, the way they carry themselves, even like what they choose to share, right? You don't see that like positioning. You don't see that like fear. You don't see that mask being worn. That the positioning of like, I need to display or demonstrate something in order for people to like it, right? That is a fear-based place and mindset. And I feel within this collective, similar to that analogy, your path forward is living in a way in which you're expressing yourself, not based on how people receive it, right? Just to be able to truly enjoy yourself and get lost in that joy, okay? So I hope that message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you enjoyed that message, 777 down below.